Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is Friday, February 6th, and I hope everybody's having a great morning already. The market's actually recovering a little bit. It's not as red as I thought it would be, so that's good. I couldn't tell what it wanted to do last night, but let's go through and see what's happening. All information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence, and let's see what is going on. There's your heat map, and look at NVIDIA bumping up there, looking pretty good. Apple's actually down this morning. That was looking pretty good the other day. So, and then you have, well, that's not what I was looking at, but Amazon right here is also down pretty big off of its earnings. So that could be a really good opportunity right there. So we'll keep an eye on that. And your SPY is up right now, and your Qs are right back up from last night. So they were down, and I had thought about shorting them down. I just couldn't tell what the market wanted to do. It was so crazy. There's that battalion oil. That thing's running up there this morning. And QNST was jumping up there, and that is Quinn Street. And let's see what WAC. Well, I did see WAC was up this morning. That Work Medical, that's a small cap China one. And NVST was jumping up there this morning. And Wheeler right there is trying to jump up. We were talking about that the other day. It recently reverse split. There's DNA hopping up. And there's that Bloom Energy right there. They had their earnings yesterday. That looks good. Here's Light right there, and it's still a bright light right now. It's still continuing its way up. So there you go. It's some that are running. And like I said, let's take a look and see. Our SPY is up and looking pretty decent there this morning. Look at that thing rebounding right back up. This market is so crazy, guys. So that was the dip, and here comes the rip, I guess. So I thought it would come down a little bit more, especially your Qs. I thought they were coming down pretty good there as looking like it was last night, but there you go with the rebound that fast. So I don't know what anybody said to make it change. Let's see if anything's in the news stories here. U.S. stocks eye rebound from tech rout as Bitcoin climbs. It did bounce, so that could have been the bottom last night when we were there. And a tech wreck has rattled markets. Why this battered S&P 500 sector could be primed for a bounce, and the NASDAQ futures rise, Bitcoin steadies, stocks reel as AI fears dominate market action, and the stocks rebound after tech rout as Bitcoin climbs. And here we are. Let's look at crypto. I did see that the stock cube was nice and green, and there you go. That is what it looks like right now. Bitcoin's at 66.5, it says right there. And what else here? Solana's at 81. I can't even see. It's just too crazy for me to see that. Ethereum's at 1930 right there. Chainlink 832. Holy cow, that's low. Stellar's at 15 cents. Solana 81.22. And then things got beaten down completely. There's Ripple at 136. So let's go ahead and look at these guys real quick and see. And yeah, that looked like, remember I said last night, that looked like it bottomed out there. It looks like you're going to start moving your way back up, but that was one heck of a bottom there for Bitcoin. I must say that was a heck of a dip. 59K it came down to. Look at that, 59,000. I mean, that's one healthy dip, I must say, right there. And did you see Bitcoin bottom 60,000? Yeah, we're talking about that right now, Central Florida. I think it is bottomed out at that 59. It actually hit 59 yesterday. Did you see that? Look at that, 59 something right there. It got down to, and I do think it got bottomed out at that 60 right there. That looks like it bottomed and should work its way out of the basement now. Whether it just pops up, like I said, I don't think it goes that crazy and rebounds completely, but maybe it starts to actually run right back up there. So it's looking a little better today. Let's put it that way. Still in the basement down here for Ethereum and Ripple right here. That took a nice rip down yesterday. Now it's popping back up 6%. So that's a good look right there. And then your Solana, of course, right here. And that one's not looking so bad, just like the rest of them. So they could be bottomed out. They could get based out down here and then really start to curl up. This would be the bottom, obviously, and this would be getting curled up, come out of your basement and get running back up right there. So that is what it looks like for your crypto this morning. And obviously had to take a look at that. It was getting destroyed yesterday. Everything was getting destroyed. So here we go. Let's take a look and see what our Mag 7 and everybody are up to this morning. So yeah, your SPY bouncing right back up, your Qs right back up as well. So if you thought shorting them down was a good idea last night, I guess it wasn't. I mean, it looked like a great idea, to be honest with you, but Holy cow, this market's wild, guys. Apple is down a little bit. I'm telling you, that does not look bad. Maybe you know what's going to happen with Apple right here. Apple could have a little healthy pullback right here, and then that 20's coming up. Apple's going to get cruising again. I'm telling you, it might not happen obviously today, but next week it should look pretty good. Amazon trying to bounce right back up. Well, not right back up. It's trying to bounce up. Let's put it that way. It took a nice dip yesterday on its earnings right there. So good morning, Cadence, and Central Florida Garden, Luis Rodriguez, and everybody else, Sam and Robin driving to work, and Joseph Levy, and all of you guys. Let's see what else is going on with our spy and everybody right here. Doge Mama 9. Here we go. Here's Google, and that is down a little bit. Not too bad, but they don't look perfect, but they look a lot better than yesterday. Meta looks like it could get set up to roll up right there, so that's not looking bad. And Microsoft was looking like it wanted to go down more yesterday, and now it's starting to curl up right there on the RSI MACD. Not yet, but it will next week, I'm sure. So these guys could start to run again next week in the video right here. So these could be great opportunities they got beat down to. And Tesla looks a little bit better this morning. So there you are with all of them. And an AMC's up a penny. GameStop right here. Yeah, that might look a lot better today. I'm telling you, like every other day, it goes from looking good to not looking. Has that resistance right here. Just know it has resistance at 25.50 area, and you're almost at 24.65. That's where you're at. And it does look like it could come down a little bit to roll off. So I think GameStop's getting set up to go up a little bit higher is what it looks like right now. And let's see what else is going on over here with Chewy and futures. The NASDAQ futures are up 0.89% right there. That's pretty good. And Chewy looks like that's getting set up right there. Speaking of your futures, here you go. There's your Dow's up 0.55, your S&P's up 0.67. There's your NASDAQ 0.84. Your Russell's up 1.33. And there's the Nikkei right there. That thing just keeps on running, and that's pretty wild. But then your VIX right here with your 20 and 50. Let's look, because they were starting to meet up yesterday. And there you are. They are still meeting up, and that almost looks like a little healthy pullback. It could be topped out. We'll look at it today. Let's see if it reverses at all today. It'll be interesting. Again, it's opening up pretty good, but that doesn't mean it has to stay that way. So we'll watch it. It does look like they're trying to bounce back, and obviously they're bouncing because crypto and Bitcoin are bouncing a little bit. So that was, I'm sure, dragging the market. And like I said, it was like a domino effect just happening there. So that's what it looked like to me. Let's go through and see what everybody else like Unity's up to. That was at the bottom. That could be a really good one. That one's setting up. So yeah, next week could be great. Netflix right here does look a lot better, Cadence, I must say. So that looks like it could be a good one for next week as well. And here's your AVGO, and that looks a little bit better. MU right here looks better. Oh, MU looks really good. Not curled up on the MACD, like I said, but that RSI looks pretty good today, over to 20. So interesting. Light is a beast. That's up even more this morning. Look at that thing. It is hitting some resistance in the top, but that thing was a monster. It was no lightweight right there. That's for sure. That thing ran, and it ran. I mean, it was pretty wild right there for that one. TSM running back up. So it looks like the market's trying to rebound here. SMCI, that looks like it's going to set up and start running. I know it ran up on its earnings, pulled back, and now it looks good again. AMD had pulled back on its earnings, and that's going to get set up. So a lot of these that got beat down on these earnings should look a lot better, like this QCOM. That doesn't look perfect just yet, but that should get rolling relatively soon. And then Snow right here is up, and Snow should try to bounce back up. That could be a good one right there. PayPal even could look a lot better after it got beat down pretty good. And what about Intel's trying to roll back up? So a lot of these guys are trying to move. Dell, I kept saying, I think this one's going to bounce off that trend line. That could be a really good one right there for Dell. And then IBM right here looks a lot better. So maybe that big dip right there was a gift, and these things are just going to pop right back up. This market's absolutely insane. Look at Palantir up 4.5% this morning, and Sophie's trying to bounce a little bit. So just when you thought the market was going to be really red today, look at it bouncing back. Even Mara and Riot are up a little bit right there, and these things are bouncing up like 4 or 5%, like no big deal, because they were down so bad. And even Strategy's looking pretty good this morning, up almost 7%. That's in a good spot right there to try try to bounce. So interesting right there for strategy. And then your hood is finally up a little bit. I mean, I had a big old dip right there, Coinbase, and that's if you're gonna buy it, that's where you buy it. I was saying that Kathy Wood, and yeah, you're buying it down in here, not up in here. She was buying these things up here. Obviously, that was a huge dip and it was in the basement, but you have to wait for that thing to crawl back up. And even so here has to still get out of the basement, but that does look like it should have bottomed out right there. And Robin Hood, I think we talked about that one right there. And Bull is what I meant to type in right there. And that's up a little bit. And again, still that's in the dungeon trying to get out. So it will run. And space right here looking a little bit better. So the market looks a lot better than it did last night. That's for sure. Excuse me. Boeing right here is curling up a little bit this morning. And that one's DJT right there, a little bit better. That had a nice big dip yesterday. And then your Nike right here was up a tiny bit, but in a really good spot. Look at this Nike right here. That looks really good. So keep an eye on that one. That looks great. I'll tell you that. So Nike looking good. I don't know when that SCOTUS thing was. I know they Laptop Travel said they were on like winter recess or something. Somebody said it last night because I always click the thing on in the shed and see if they update any of the cases to see when that thing's going to happen. But anyway, I'm sure people will start talking about it. There's Lulu right there, a Nike looking pretty good, I must say. So keep an eye on that. McDonald's pulling back some. That had a nice run up as the market was dipping. That was ripping. And Disney right here is just kind of hanging out. So we'll see what Disney wants to do. Oxy right here is up a little bit again. And ExxonMobil trying to bounce back up. It's still in the top right there for ExxonMobil. What's CVX up to? That Chevron's up a little bit as well, and that's still in the top, rolling up right there. And let's see what DXYZ is up to, if it's rebounding as well. It certainly is, and that would be the SpaceX one. So there you go. Oh yeah, 220. That's right. That's one. I have to write that down. 220. Supreme Court. All right, cool. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez. It was you that said that yesterday, and I know I was been looking at it, so I can not have to look at it for a few days, and I'll put a sticky note or something up on my computer out there, and I'll know when to go back to looking at it. So there we go. And what will we get today? I don't know. Laptop Travel. This market is absolutely bonkers right here. Look at Amazon way down after its earnings. It did miss its earnings there. Apple down a little, Google down. NVIDIA way up there this morning, I guess. And Eli Lilly, this thing is still running up here. So there you go with that thing. Wow, look at that thing. That thing's just a beast right there. And what about Iran? Aren't they having like talks or something today? So we have to see what's going on with that. I think they're having like some kind of talks with Iran, aren't they? So we'll see what that's all about as well. And what does I say? BYD's 60 billion wipe out points to deeper turmoil for China EVs. I don't know what they're talking about, but something happened there. Let me see what you guys want to see right here. And yeah, Bitcoin way down the 59, and now it's trying to bounce back up. Marvel's trying to bounce up. Looks like everything's trying to bounce up back up this morning, guys. Look at that. Yeah, that does look like it's trying to bounce up. You're right. And the NASDAQ futures light, LITE. This has been in beast mode right here, but it does have that resistance above it right now, so you got to be careful. And it's in the top, so there you go. Sam, how are you this morning? And Cadence wonder if this is a trick to get pummeled over the weekend with some crazy news, or do you think the pain is over for a bit? Honestly, Cadence, I'll look at it today. You know that it's so hard to tell. I mean, I expected it to be down this morning, to be honest with you. The way the cues and everything looked last night, and after yesterday, I mean, it didn't look like it was trying to stop itself. And honestly, it looks better today. It could be a fake out because look at this. None of these are that. Remember, I was saying how your MACDs haven't curled up, your RSIs has. That could still stair step down. So we have to see what that does today. That's your cues right there. And then your SPY right here, we'll take a look. And you're still below this trend line right here. And again, it could be a complete fake out, Cadence. So my red flag's still up. Let's put it that way. And we'll have to see. I guess it's all based off of crypto right now. I guess the Bitcoin was kind of making things go down, and crypto, everything was really dipping there. If this is a true bottom and it starts to make a base, and then we actually see it start to move up, and people were confident that that's definitely getting out of the basement now, and that's the real dip, then you will see the markets really bounce back up. And again, we'll be able to tell why the market goes on today, and then over the weekend, we'll be able to track crypto and Bitcoin and see how it looks and what it's going to do for the market next week. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But it could be a total fake out. If Bitcoin wants to pull back some more, it's a total fake out right there. So that is what you're looking at, Cadence. Good question right there, because yeah, that's what I'm thinking and seeing. So Toyota Motor's still real strong right there. And you're saying, Sam saying probably, but we ride it up today and buy SQQ to hold over the weekend, ride the waves. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it could be something crazy over the weekend. It's a Super Bowl weekend too, guys. Remember that. So what a better way to throw some news out there when the entire country is obviously watching Super Bowl and worried about that. It could have been bigger if he had like two bigger teams in there that people cared about. It's obviously Seattle and New England, not the biggest. I mean, New England has a pretty decent market. They were a lot of Super Bowl champs for like 6 years there, so they were in it a while. And Seattle's pretty good. They recently won, but again, if it was like two like major market teams, it would be so much more talk about it. It seems like it's kind of quiet, to be honest with you. You don't hear many people talking about the Super Bowl at all. And but yeah, I think more people are talking about gold, silver, and Bitcoin than the Super Bowl. Anyway, that seems to be like the Super Bowl right now, gold, the precious metals in the country. But yeah, if you're going to drop some news and do something crazy, you might as well do it on Super Bowl weekend when the whole country is like kind of watching the Super Bowl, watching commercials and that kind of nonsense. So you can kind of pull that off a little bit better, I would think. But anyway, that's what I see. So yeah, I don't trust the market. My red flag's still out. Let's put it that way. I don't like it. It just looks like it's kind of bouncing. And I think they're having talks with Iran today. Am I right about that? Laptop travel? They're doing something. I don't even know what they're doing. And that Abbott Laboratories had a crazy look yesterday. You're absolutely right. Look at this thing, guys. ABT, that one does have a crazy look right there. So you might want to check that out. And Laptop Travel said, you never know, Cadence, I'll be sleeping on bags of cash this weekend. Yeah, I wouldn't be swinging anything over the weekend. We're very careful. I know Sam was saying the SQQ right there. It could be a decent one in case something crazy happens. It's the Ultra Pro short right there. But again, I don't know what's going to happen. It is such a bizarre market right now, guys. I was expecting it to be way red when I opened up the FinViz and I saw the heat map right here and it was green. I was like, wow, that's pretty wild right there. I mean, even when you look at this, it's bouncing up. I had it up already. Where'd it go? I guess it told me that my shed took it over. Anyway, here you go. Yeah, I mean, it still doesn't look at this thing. I mean, it doesn't look perfect right there. And your 20 still over your SPY right there. It could easily curl down and come back down if it doesn't get cruising. You can see this curling down right here. So again, could it curl up and just be a fake out and then dip down? Absolutely 100%. So I'm not saying it is 100%, but it absolutely could be. A fake out right there going into a weekend. So you play the pops today and get the heck out of them because, yeah, it's going to be pretty wild depending on what crypto wants to do. Look at BITX now. This could be a rocket. If that's the bottom, guys, this one would be a good one right there to have options on if Bitcoin wants to run up over the weekend. This will be up pretty big. And so there you go. And what did you say, Sam? Not coins, I hope. And Amazon right here beat earnings, but the market crushed based on the 200 billion. That was a $200 billion capex or something like that. And Bad Bunny not impressed. Luis Rodriguez, are you looking for it? Yeah. And nobody cares about the halftime show. They picked the absolute worst halftime show you could ever imagine. I don't know one song, Bad Bunny. I don't even know who he is. I don't know one thing this guy does, and nobody cares about him, and it's just a stupid choice. And so yeah, that even puts a more wrench. So you don't even get two big market teams in the Super Bowl, and then you got Bad Bunny as your. It sounds terrible already. His name is Bad Bunny. I mean, it sounds terrible. So maybe he puts on a great show. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you one song this dude sang. I have no idea. I couldn't even tell you what he looked like. If he fell on me, I wouldn't even know what he looked like, to be honest with you. Bad Bunny. So yeah, nobody cares about that either. And just get some real bands and put them on. People love that stuff. Stop trying to cater to some crazy market. I don't know what the hell. The NFL is the most woke, stupid organization. I'm telling you, people just aren't really into like the NFL as much as they used to be. They're only into it. You know why people are into it and it's still so big? Because you can get, if they hadn't made gambling legal for everybody, I think the NFL might have crumbled, guys, to be honest with you. The only reason why it's so big is because people are just degenerate gamblers and just love to gamble. And it's so much that like you have like all these just NFL odds, right? And this is just some of these stupid things. There's not even all the prop bets on here. This is like a lot of stuff that has to do with the NFL. There's a couple prop bets, but I mean, people just love to get. Just look how popular these Polymark and these gambling sites are now. They're crazy. So yeah, people love to gamble, and that's what keeps the NFL alive. Because I'm telling you, they make the most. Roger Goodell should have been gone years ago, and I met him honestly. I tell you the story. Pretty sure I told the story. I'll tell it real quick. I was a chef for the NFL, and Roger Goodell came in. They do award ceremonies every year at the end of the year. I had to take care of Roger Goodell, so I got to actually work with like I met him and got to I had to feed him. I was a chef, so I had to make all of his food, and they picked me to be his personal chef that day. And so yeah, he his time I think is way up. Nice guy. I won't say he wasn't a nice guy, but honestly, I just think he runs the NFL terribly. And like I said, if gambling wasn't so popular, I think the NFL would be dropping big time. It's just so bad anymore. But anyway, that's my opinion. I like I said, I could barely even watch it. I just put it on in the background. Of course, we'll watch the Super Bowl. It drives me nuts. Like every call is just so terrible anymore. It's just like you can't hit the guys. It's just the worst. It just drives me nuts. But anyway, that's my thoughts. And you thought Bad Bunny was a female. No, it's a guy. It's even funnier, Cadence. Cadence thought it was a girl. That's even fun. See, nobody knows who Bad Bunny is. And yeah, it's a dude, I think. I might be even wrong, Cadence. Maybe you're right. I have no idea. Should we Google and see? I have no, like I said, I wouldn't know what this person looked like if he fell on me. I could be even wrong. I have no idea. I think it's a guy, though. Yeah, Bad Bunny. It looks like a dude, Puerto Rican rapper, and somebody. Oh, that's definitely a dude. All right, it's a guy. Okay, we got that out. So that's what he looks like. I don't even know that. I probably forget. So again, if he fell on me, I wouldn't even know. And yeah, that's Bad Bunny. Nobody knows who Bad Bunny is. I promise you. And like maybe some of the kids all know who he is, but again, don't cater to that market. Cater to like the people that actually spend money on the NFL. Like the people that buy the season tickets, they're the people you want to cater to. I mean, don't be stupid. And anyway, that's my take in the NFL. The Super Bowl is this weekend. We'll do a Sunday afternoon show, like I said, around noontime. And Seattle is looking like they're gonna win over New England. But anyway, there you go. And there's a YouTube video of them singing without auto tune. He can't sing at all. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure his entire album is like made from a machine. I mean, most of these artists today, that's the only way they've become popular because they have these machines to make anything sound good, and then you have AI and all that. So yeah, they can make anything sound like whatever they want. And these guys, I can't imagine this thing gonna be good. I mean, who knows? I guess you can't lip sing the Super Bowl, but yeah, I mean they'll put his mic on you on like auto tune and all that, so you won't even know what this guy sounds like. It's crazy. But anyway, that's and that we'll talk about the Super Bowl on Sunday. How's that? Here's Stub right here, good old StubHub. Pay attention to that as ticket sales right there, and that's been dipping down too. So the whole market's been dipping. But now today it looks decent. But again, it could be a complete fake out, guys. So I will definitely be having my eyes open and keeping my ears to this market right here and making sure I'm paying attention. Bitcoin claws its way back to 66K. So again, that's why the market's up. And he's not a musician, so it's a persona that's been completely fabricated. Bad Bunny. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, what is like one song name? I couldn't tell you any of his songs. I've never heard this guy in my life until literally they said they announced him for the Super Bowl. And I was like, "Oh," and then I had to look it up, of course. And then you're like, "Oh, okay." Apparently, he has some big songs. I don't know, but again, nobody in like our generation or anyone buying tickets for the NFL has any idea who Bad Bunny is. It's just bizarre. But anyway, remind you of Trading Places, where they took Eddie Murphy's character as a homeless person and turned him into a stock trader. That is funny. I think I seen that movie way back in the day when I was a kid. Trading Places. Eddie Murphy, he was funny. And so there you are, everybody. That's what we have today. And our market seems to be bouncing at the moment because Bitcoin is bouncing back to 66K. Bad Bunny is all about Spanish. Yeah, I know he's they said he was a Puerto Rican guy, and I remember them saying something, and I think he said like F the ice the other day too. I did see that as somebody tweeted it out or something. I didn't really see him say it, but apparently he said F ice or something the other day. So yeah, it should be a pretty it'll be interesting, that's for sure. That'd be funny if ice was there, like just took him right off the halftime stage, like right off the center field, and just locked them up and arrested them. Now that would be crazy. That would be a good halftime show right there, guys. For shits and giggles, there you go. Bad Bunny is only in Spanish. Can you imagine if ICE shows up and arrests this guy like he didn't get the proper permit or something because he doesn't? I don't know. I'm just making things up, but now that would be a hell of a halftime show. You guys know that he'd be in the middle of it and they just take the mic from him and like the whole Super Bowl's like, what the hell's going on? Now that would be great. Now that would be a heck of a halftime show, guys. Now that would go viral absolutely immediately. I mean, you want to see something go viral, just have that happen. That everybody will see. And Bad Bunny, Good Bunny, or anybody, they do that. That would be some crazy stuff. So anyway, we'll talk about the Super Bowl on Sunday. At noontime, like I said, we'll have a little tailgate party. We'll go through the prop bets and all that good stuff and see what's going on. And we'll talk more about good old Bad Bunny. And so there you go. That's what our market looks like today. So all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Louis Rodriguez and Cadence, and of course Central Florida Gardening. And who else is here? Sam was hanging out. Laptop Travel, Doge Mom and 9. Of course, Robin's driving to work, and Joseph Levy's getting ready for his big surgery right there. And everybody else that I missed, I appreciate all of you hanging out, tuning in all the time, and contributing. And if you don't even contribute, I just appreciate you coming on and listening. And I hope you enjoy the show. So you guys enjoy your Friday. I'll be on in the Discord. We'll see what this crazy ass market's going to do. And I will use that word, crazy ass market, because that's exactly what it is. Holy cow. I was really expecting it to be down this morning, guys. And I woke up and looked at it. I was like, and then I opened up the basement door and it was green down here. And I was like, wow, that's pretty bizarre. And it was actually, Bitcoin was at 66 when it was at 60 last night. So I was like, wow, that's a pretty good little bounce back. And like I said, we'll have to take a look at it today and see what it actually wants to do right here. If it's going to make that base and start curling up, or is it actually going to stay in the basement right here, come up a little bit and dip down and stay in here? It is an interesting look. I can't really tell just at the moment, so I'll have to see how the market opens up, because it is a weird market right here, and we'll keep you guys posted. You guys know that. Any questions, feel free to shoot me a message on X. I will respond. And you guys enjoy your Fridays, and be sure to trade smart and lock in those profits, and be careful swinging anything over this weekend, because it's pretty wild right here. So there you go, guys. Goodbye. Good luck. See you later, and have a great day, everybody.